G-Unit. Y'all too young for G-Unit now. Y'all too young for some G-Unit.
Let me get your boy.
That's young for G-Unit. You hilarious.
All right. Let's get the show on the road. 3, 2, 1. Every time I do that, I feel like I'm on iCarly or something. Okay. 3, 2, 1. What's up, Stick Squad? Today, we are talking about how Army-Navy was an instant classic. UNC-Duke is a wild rivalry. Whoa, that word's going to beat my ass, but you know what I'm trying to say. And that's in every sport. And Maryland stops the Ohio State train. And does Hopkins know how to play lacrosse? Follow us on Instagram, Spotify, and Twitter. Y'all know we're about to deliver you a great show, so just give us some love. Without further ado, let's get into it.
No big plays. Tied up, splits the double with 8. She's going to get a shot off. He's going! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yes, sir. We are back talking that stick. Happy Sunday to everybody who celebrates Sunday. Guys, how we doing today?
Everybody that celebrates Sunday. Hey, man, we doing good, man. We doing good. It's a good day.
Right, back half of this flu, so I'm doing a little bit better. So, yeah, we good.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear from my boys, right? I'm doing good, too. Back at it again, back in Jersey. Finally home. Haven't been home in like 3 days, but we're back in dirty Jersey doing the damn thing. You know, long day today. Long day. But it was also a long weekend for some college lacrosse, guys.
A lot of L's in the chat.
A lot of L's in the chat, especially for all of us. Nothing good coming from us. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Okay.
Nothing. 0.
But let's not talk about the negative, because I'm not a negative Nancy. I'm more of a positive guy. Okay. And you know what positively was a good game? It was Army and Navy. What a game that Army and Navy game was, man. I was watching that game and I was like, yeah. Regardless of what the rankings are for that game, for some reason, it always ends up being a decent game.
Yeah. It's something about rivalries just get you going, you know?
But
it
that
just gets
one
you
in particular, though, it's like,
yeah.
That's like, because, usually they'd be like, oh, the Americans don't matter. Like, a lot of time it doesn't. Like, Michigan, Ohio State football this year, Michigan football wasn't good, but they beat Ohio State. So it's like certain rivalries where it's like just a little bit different. That Army-Navy one's one of those ones where it's like, that's where you really, to use that hyperbole, throw the records out of the, that it really don't matter.
It does not matter what you thought it was about Army or Navy, all games heading up into this, whatever energy they have, because I know them boys is tired, but they get after it. I know whatever energy that they have is going straight towards, if they are on Navy, straight towards them boys in black, 150%. They do not care. They do not care. You're going to play your best lacrosse that day. No matter what. It didn't even matter what's on the docket. You could be the number 1 team in the country. That game is getting all your effort, all your energy.
Yeah, man. I was talking to my boy Mitch about it, and he was saying how that game was probably one of the craziest games he's ever been to. Because, I mean, hey, man, like, you get this Army team ranked the way they are, and then versus Navy, who's been underwhelming this year, and somehow that game goes into overtime. You know, that's kind of crazy when you look at it, because if you were to look at it, you wouldn't expect this game to go the way it went, man. And especially Navy's fourth quarter with the 5 goals was wild comeback. So I love seeing this game. This is one of those games that I wish I was able to go to.
Yeah, and both their stadiums, like the atmosphere, I think that's like what's part of it too. Because it's like, because what the Army's, they're like, it's upstate New York, but it's really like, honestly, it's closer to you, Scotty. It's almost like Jersey, like where it is. I think it's by the Palisades Mall. Like, it's like in that general area. Like, their stadium is crazy. The Navy's stadium is crazy. So it's just like you got the cadets there and troops there, and like they all in there their actual stuff that they gotta wear like in their day to day. Like it's just a cool atmosphere, man.
Yeah, I see. D Hauser 77 said he went, and he said that's how Army Navy is. A couple people in this game though stick out to me, and it was for the Army. For Army.
They
It
are the
was.
Well, I mean, they are the
Not
Army.
wrong.
They are not yet, but they'll get there. It was Jackson Iker and Evan Plunkett. They didn't stop saying their name the entire game.
Yeah, we gotta
I
give them
mean,
their props because we haven't talked about them Army a lot on the pod, but those two boys are. And Jackson Eichner, bro, like I don't, because I don't know. Well, Shane, because what are you, Shane? Like 6'5", 6'4"?
6'3",
Don't give
actually.
him
6'3",
all
okay.
that. Don't give him all that. Now you're gonna make his head big as hell.
But it's like the thing, because like we see people on TV and you're like they're big, but like Jackson Eicher's like a big human for like just as a human being, like 6'4",
Yeah.
6'5". I don't know why we're just like watching it because I caught clips because I didn't get to see I didn't get to watch it live, but I'm just like that's a big dude. And it's even just like he's just this is a grown man playing. And him
It's
having Plunkett,
different.
where it's like the Army and Navy does too. Because when Navy had like Xavier Arline last year, like they just get dudes that are like, we're really good lacrosse players, but we're just gonna serve the country. But don't get it twisted, like we're not good
Yeah.
lacrosse players.
Yeah. Just because I'm gonna be an officer in about 4 months doesn't mean that I can't give you this left high and hot. Doesn't mean that I can't really sting one past your eyes.
It just
Trust
means
me.
that I stay ready. That's all it means. I stay ready.
Stay ready. And you know what's crazy about that is that every single one of those boys, like it's one thing, and I'm sure everybody who's played Army or Navy can probably attest to this, but who's played against those teams. Like it's one thing when you're playing against Army and Navy and you know them boys are not gonna get tired. They're not gonna get tired. This lacrosse game is gonna be probably one of the easiest things that they do all week. That being said, when you're going up against two teams who that's true for, both of y'all got way harder things to do for the rest of the week than this game. Oh, it's just bound to be a battle. It's just bound to be a battle. And so it's just super. It's what a game.
Yeah.
Fantastic lacrosse.
It's a good environment, good time. One of those things where it's like this political climate we're in, where like none of that stuff you worry about. Where it's just like just have fun and watch the troops play. Like the men and women are really doing. They putting themselves. They putting country first. So it's dope, man. Good for Jackson. Yeah, I was gonna say Jackson Army, Jackson Eicher of Army, even Plunkett of Army, and them boys. Yeah, and shout out to Navy, man, because at first I didn't want to say I thought it was gonna be a blowout because, like you said, it's one of those things where it's that really matters. So you throw out the record, but it's just like I'm like, okay, Navy, I came to play, man. That rivalry is
No.
I see in the comments somebody just said, "What about that one-hand stick check from that Army defender?"
Oh, AJ Pilot, yeah. If it would have landed and he took the ball away, it would have been a lot cooler. But I just give him respect for throwing that one hand.
That was my whole thing. I was like, when I saw the video, I was like, he ain't even landed, though.
No.
Yeah,
No.
but I think the audacity to throw it. I guess that's what you're.
It's just audacity. That's it. It's to be like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna keep up with you the entire time.
Well, if I had a highlight tape,
exercises at the gym,
straight forearm. As soon as I think somebody commented, it was on a TLN post, and they were talking about like I think it was AP was talking about it, and I was like, bro, the forearms have got to be like made of steel to be able to do that. That's crazy.
That's how I'm in the military type throw that shit.
Yeah, I told you this is not the hardest thing we'll do this week. This is probably not even the hardest thing you'll do that day.
I walked a mile down
that check
in my knuckles.
That check probably hurt like hell too. But
oh yeah. And you better not show. Don't rub it. Don't rub it.
Don't show nothing. Don't show no pain.
Don't rub it.
They're in the military. They get made. They gotta get made. Stay good, man. Boy, they been feeling.
Yeah, better not show any pain. But you know who was in pain this weekend? Ohio State. After losing to Maryland. Maryland pulls it out 13-8. The Ohio State train finally comes to an end. And it's one of these games where I don't want to say, I told you so, but I had a feeling that the Ohio State train was going to come to an end. And there was no better team to stop them than Maryland University. I had a feeling about this, man.
I give you that.
You know, they were hot. They were super hot. And I knew Maryland was going to come out crazy after last weekend's loss versus Rutgers. And that's exactly what happened. Maryland set the tone in the beginning of the game and held the lead for the remainder of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian.
I don't know if I say like the train stopped, but they just finally caught an L. The Big Ten is interesting, man, because
it is interesting.
So I got to tell all the TikTok viewers, because Shada always throws Scotty shade when he always got to put the Rutgers and all these Big Ten games in our pick'ems. But it's good lacrosse. It's good lacrosse. It's bad offense. It's good defense. It's like I had tweeted it out. I'm like, and because Maryland fans can be similar to Syracuse fans, where it's like they lost two unranked losses, then it's just like the sky is falling. But I'm like, even after two unranked losses, it's still a time of the year where you look at Maryland like, yeah, that's still Maryland. Like they still, April, May comes around, they just like, we've been waiting for this. Like everything else doesn't matter. So I give them respect because they took control of the game from the start to the finish. And Ohio State a couple doorstep shot misses, they hit a couple pipes. And it's like for most teams, okay, Maryland's one of those teams where there's one play, I can't remember who it was, but he had a ball in the doorstep, missed the cage completely. Like McNaney didn't even have to make the save. But it's like, no, we're playing Maryland. Like you can't. This is the team that you can't. Them little mistakes when they add up. That's the team where they're technically sound. You can't do it against them. So man, shout out Maryland, man. The Big Ten's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be super interesting. I can't wait to see how this Big Ten tournament shapes up. We're going to talk more and more about the Big Ten as the show goes on.
Diggs gave you all that crap at the beginning of the year. Scotty Hopkins might be the team that's last.
Yeah, yo. Will I even see them in the tournament? FOH, yo. What are you talking about? This game. I'm gonna try to spare Diggs while he's not here, but he watching this Maryland Ohio State game. I can't say anything bad about Ohio State, though. I definitely still think Ohio State is a solid-ass team, but I just knew there comes a time when Maryland is or somebody's going to stop this team, and I was just like, Maryland is definitely probably going to be that team. I have a hard time being down on being down on Maryland. I have a harder time being down on Maryland than I do on being down on Notre Dame this year.
Okay. Shout out to Maryland for what they scored was it 13-8? Because I was shocked that I was like, I don't know if that game's gonna go past 10, 11 goals.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, end of the second quarter to be basically like doubled up. I mean, tripled up. That's tough to come back from. It's tough to come back from. Like, not much you can do there. Like, it just is what it is, man. Big Ten is actually superior this year. It is actually superior this year.
Because we got the big dogs. We got the big dogs. You better recognize, son. You better recognize.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
The team that always won the Big Ten the last 2 years when they play anybody else.
We're going to get to that.
A big dog for Maryland is Matthew Keegan. I think he's like kind of an unsung hero a little bit because we focus a lot on Eric Spanos, Daniel Kelly, and Braden Erickson a lot. But
is that the one that transferred from Binghamton?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's legit, bro. When I watched Matthew Keegan play against Princeton, he was putting on a show. And against Ohio State, he had a hattie. Get the problem.
Yeah.
Get the problem.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Brian goes, that's a kid from Binghamton, right? Where Binghamton isn't even like that, right?
Yeah, they're known as the nerds.
As a team,
as a team, they're not even like that. But it just shows you, man. Like if you're a baller, you're a baller, man.
Hey, and you know who's a perfect example of that? Chris Gray. Chris Gray was Boston University until he went to UNC, and then everyone was like, "Where did this guy come from?" And you know who else, too, now I think about it, also went to UNC? Sean Goldstein. The rec specs in the helmet. If you remember that, he was nice.
Was that the Mercer kid?
Yeah.
Yes, he went to Mercer, and then he went to UNC, and then that's what he had. He had the glasses on.
He was good at UNC too.
What did they call him? Yeah, what was it? Like the Rec Spec Killer, or Rec Spec Assassin, or something
They
like that?
had something for him. They had something for him. But I remember it's just like, yo, it. So yeah, like you said, it really doesn't matter. Like ball is ball, bro. The goals, the size of the goal does not change no matter what division of lacrosse you play in, no matter what level of Division 1 or Division 2 you play in, or Division 3, any level. You can ball, you can ball. If you can get goals, you can get goals. As I've said before, 100 miles an hour is 100 miles an hour for a shot. It doesn't matter who's shooting it.
Yeah, it's not football, man. Like D3, you know,
Yeah.
like the jump for D3 football is that's where all the 6 foot and under linemen go to die, and you because
Yeah.
you play D3. Like it's cool, man.
It's
Like,
different. It's different. And same thing with basketball, right? Like all the guys that are 6'5 plus, or if you're under 6'3, and you got to be skilled. But if you're over 6'5 plus, it's like, yeah, Division 1 opportunities are going to present itself.
yeah, it's
But
not 315 Division 1 lacrosse schools, bro. Like, yeah, and some people care about the education, like Chris Gray with the Boston,
yeah,
because Boston University is a really good academic school.
yeah. And
North
he said,
Carolina
you
is
know
a
what?
really good academic school.
Yeah, let me end this here as a Tar Heel. Crazy, man.
It's true. I mean, I feel like this is one of those things that I'm gonna tell to, like, if I ever coach high school again, it's like, yo, it doesn't matter where you go. If you're nice, man.
Yes.
And there's been numerous people to prove this point. And just because you're at man doesn't even mean you're like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
But that's it's how kids get it misconstrued. Kids get this stuff misconstrued all day long. They're like, oh, I went to Maryland, so I have to be. I am that good. Like I already assumed. No, it's not.
I mean, you're gonna get better because you have a stick in your hand for 40 hours a week. You're going towards this goal of being a great lacrosse player for 40 hours a week for 4 years. Theoretically, at the end of it all, if you didn't absorb some of that, something's wrong with you. But at the same time, you cannot, there's nothing that can replace that game experience. It is so important for you. If you are Division 1 material, and you don't already know that you probably are going to get a start or at least play within your freshman year, sophomore year, why go there? Go play somewhere else and ball out and have the time of your life and actually be him. Be the guy that the ball goes to, the ball, whose stick has the ball in a game time situation. You got 3 seconds left. We need to get a shot off. Be that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see why.
I would love to be that guy. Like being that guy, like that's why I went D3, because I was like, listen, wait, I ever tell you the story about how a college coach told me I was the #1 recruit, and I go, all right, I'm not coming here.
Nah.
No.
Oh man, I said I knew damn well how good I was in high school, and it wasn't the best lacrosse player of all time. So when this college coach goes, listen, man, you're #1 on our recruiting sheet, I go, bet I'm not going here. Y'all about to be ass for the next 4 years, bro.
That's better. I had a coach call me by the wrong name on my recruiting call, and I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
man. What did he
not
call
black,
you?
bro. Like, come on, man. That's one of my teammates that ended up going to Cornell, but I'm like, bruh, like that. My teammate was white. I'm like,
He said, listen here. Damn, that's crazy.
did I go to a recruiting visit still? Yeah, but I knew I wasn't going there though.
That's crazy, man. So I'm happy with my college decision because, you know, I was the man for a second. I'm not gonna lie, I was the man for a second. All right, but it was later in my career. You know who else is the man though? CJ Kurtz is the damn man. All right, CJ Kurtz puts on a damn show versus the Orange, bro.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. I gotta point to myself.
Yes, sir.
Like this.
Man, but you know what? I ain't even gonna lie though. Wait. It was all three of us, I'm pretty sure, who said we thought we had Syracuse in this game, correct?
Yeah.
All right, let me hit the button for us.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because
Unfortunate.
Okay.
that was a rough one, guys. There's so many topics we could talk about for this game here, though. Like, think about it. We could talk about how there's a paywall for this game. We could talk about how.
Yeah.
You want to hit the paywall first?
Yes, hit the paywall. Let's hit the paywall. Hold on. I need somebody to answer this question for me because I wasn't sure, and I also didn't care that much to look it up. But I want to know if you know. Is Corrigan Sports connected to Booker Corrigan, the announcer?
Yeah, it's him and his brother. Is their company, or
Yeah,
maybe their
what?
father too.
Bro, that whole family is running Corrigan Sports Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And you help grow the game with your commentating, and then you put a $20 paywall on a single game.
But beyond,
In late mid-April, you decide that you want to do that. Why? I mean, I want to believe that there's another good reason. I'm having a hard time. I'm having a real hard time not believing that it has nothing to do with greed. Real hard time.
Yeah. It 100% is bottom line making money. Like let's just say it as it is, right? If you were running this event and you put in this money to do it, you're expecting a big return on investment. But if you're like one of these lacrosse people, if you're one of these lacrosse fans, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I ain't worried about your bottom line.
No. I'm just trying to watch a little stick ball, man. Let me watch a little stick ball. Leave me alone.
You know, it was super funny just seeing my boy Matt Nessler, Stick Talk alumni, contact Corrigan on Twitter. This is the
I
power of
respect
Twitter.
it, man.
And this is what I love about lacrosse, man. Don't matter who you are. But like somebody could easily get in contact with you within seconds, right? I love that. And the fact that Corrigan even responded was hilarious to me, because it's like, all right, now you just opened the door. Now I know you listening.
Yeah.
You know? And Nessler was like, yo, please, what are you trying to say was get rid of the paywall, just do it for the people, right?
Yeah.
But Corrigan wasn't trying to hear none of that. But
I didn't believe that it was Oregon to try to lift it. Like, no, I didn't believe that. But
yeah. Yo, I'm trying. Like, come on. What are you trying to do?
And if you in the Stick Talk group chat in the group me, you said you could have seen Scotty's response to. We ain't gonna say it because you gotta be in the group chat to see it.
Yeah. You gotta be in the
Group
Stick
chat.
Squad, yo.
Yeah.
Be in the Stick Squad, you can see.
Because you guys think I'm unhinged on Twitter or Instagram. Nah. Wait till you see me in the Stick Squad, yo.
Yeah. So with this paywall, right? So one of the things that annoys me the most about just the lacrosse community in general is lacrosse loves to pocket watch lacrosse. So it's like it's always that if anything in lacrosse, if we increase the price, if we have a price for it, just pay it. No questions asked. Like if you're a Syracuse fan, just pay the price. If you're a Cornell fan, just pay the price. And it's like number one versus number four. You're already playing a neutral site game. So to give background, the game was at the last year at Cornell. It would have been at Syracuse, but they had the old 60-year-old people concert was going to be at the Dome. It was supposed to be what Springsteen and maybe Sting, like old guys, were going to be at the Dome. One of them got sick and he called off, but it was too late. And Gary Gate, like doing neutral site games, prepares you for the tournament. This, that, and the third. So I'm like, all right, cool. You already have this going on, but then we're just like, we're gonna charge you what's in equivalency of like what a game ticket is. Okay, if you're gonna pay for this, and we love to lacrosse loves to check each other's pockets, just pay it. Then I expect as a paying customer a certain product, a certain quality of product. And it's crazy, like we're like with a couple of my boys from back home, where my boys like, yo, this is worse than Big Ten Plus. I can't crap on Big Ten Plus anymore. Like it's the Sputnik satellite, but it's not the Sputnik satellite because it's like it's somebody says like 480p, and I'm like, you're charging people for this in this 1-4 matchup, something that could be a national championship matchup, and it's like it's just poor quality. So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And whoever was controlling the camera was super dehydrated and drank a cold brew because they were shaky.
Yeah, 'cause I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I mean, did I pay for the stream? No. Shout out to you. Our friend, we know from New Hartford. The best goalie I played against in high school was the person that posted it. So, max respect. So it's like I'm watching it. It's the same thing where it's like, why am I like feeling like nauseous? Like I don't get like motion sickness, but it's just like shaking. And it's like again, you have all these people that pay $20 for a single cam. Like it's not like no shot clock. Like I'm not trying to like crap on corporate sports, but I'm just like, this is where we're going with this. Like, come on, man.
So I love this. I love that you brought this up. I wanna take a quick second to just highlight the contrast in what the PLL does in making sure that we have all of these games, that all of the angles are good, that everything that has to do with the broadcast is already it's just very well done as a product. Because clearly we could see on a bunch of other levels, apparently, how hard it is to just have a great video product. It's very hard for a lot of these people, apparently. So big shouts out to all the guys at the PLL for making sure that that product is fantastic, because it's always, I mean, I love the shot clock, everything. I love the miles per hour kind of the shot speed counter. I love that. That's awesome. That's great insight. That's cool to know. And it makes sense that if other sports like baseball that already do that, it's like, why not incorporate it? So I love that. But like, geez, like take some notes. Call somebody, bro. No way you can't just DM Paul Rabel, yo, who you got running your stuff, bro? I need your help. Just do that, bro. Like, give us a good thing. This is like, I don't know. I don't know why lacrosse media is like that.
So while we're going off about the paywall, though, watching the game, this is what I love about lacrosse too, is that somebody's going to save the day. I had a feeling that somebody was going to save the day, and somebody did save the day. It was the guy Brian played against in high school, right? Saved the day. It was funny looking at the live stream numbers because it showed how many people had interest to watch this damn game. But the second, yo, if the game was $1, my ass is being deterred. Like, it's just the fact now I got to pay to watch this. Like, come on, son. Like, I ain't at the game. And all right, I didn't mean to just go off about this, but I wanted. This is the first time I was really like listening to the broadcast and like Booker and stuff. Yo, his one-liners are like elite. I could see how some people be like, yo, this is annoying as hell, but I thought they were hilarious. His one-liners. I tweeted one of his one-liners because I feel like if I was in the box, this is some shit I would say. And let me pull it up real quick. He said, this is what he said. He said, somebody get that corner an Uber because it just got hammered.
That's a good one.
God damn.
Unfortunately, that's a bar.
Yeah, he usually puts a couple Biggie. He usually has a couple Biggie references.
Yeah, that's the one that got him like basically they kind of put him on the map too. Is the one he got for Biggie. And I was like, oh, why is that Steezy?
He also said he hit the pipe like Snoop in a recording studio.
Yeah, that one I was just like, I heard that one. I was like, did I just hear it? Because I never heard him say that one. I was just like,
I took a second to like understand it. I had to comprehend it. I was like, oh shoot, man. But let's actually talk about the lacrosse game here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Cornell came out pretty hot against Syracuse. I was like, damn, dude, where the hell did my favorite offense go?
Yeah, they were moving.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I ain't gonna stray.
Because listen, I don't want to say like I thought of Cornell as a fraud, because I certainly didn't. But I thought they were a little shaky. I thought they were a little shaky as a number 1 seed, and I thought Syracuse had an opportunity here to take it away, like make a statement. And let's be real, if Syracuse won this game, they'd be the favorite now. They'd probably be the number 1. So I was hoping for that, but Cornell shows, hey, we're number 1 and we're number 1 for a reason.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you go first, because then I'll do my Syracuse thing.
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now, them boys in Syracuse or boys in Cornell were just doing some crazy things, man. Watching this game, I was like, I just watching this game and thinking about the last time we had Stick Talk, and Diggs confidently said, I think Cornell wins the whole thing. He said, and I was just like, dang, he was right again. The last time I thought that same question was when he said all sports are the same. And then we started, and then over time, He started sending him some tweets. I was like, dang, he kind of right though. Look, he was
No.
cooking it. Now he was cooking. He was cooking. I don't think he knew what he was in the pot, but he was cooking. He was cooking something.
He put
The
something
burner
in
was
there.
on. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just a good offense, man. I did wonder how long it was going to be before we saw a full strength Cornell team, kind of similar to the one that we saw in 2022 versus Maryland in the national championship game. And we got there. I think they look very, very good. I think it makes sense score wise that, of course, both teams offensively would score double digit points. And then 12-17 is not anything to be upset about. I mean, it proves that both offenses are still high powered, but they have their strengths, right? And so who's the head coach? Is it Busick?
Yeah, Connor
Connor
Busick.
Busick? Man, not a lot of coaches can transfer, or not a lot of players can transfer over to coaching and make a real big difference. But hey, Coach Busick got them boys in Cornell right. So shouts out to y'all, man.
Yo, real quick about Connor Busick as a coach. I went to go watch Cornell against Notre Dame last year. Remember that big game last year? And it was a neutral site. It was also another Corrigan sports game and at LIU. Really close game. But I remember watching Busick coach this team. Bro, the way he coaches and the way he has those boys in a row is ridiculous. Like, I couldn't believe the way he was like, move it, dodge, move it, shot. Like, it was like he was playing a game system, the way he was coaching these kids. And hey, it's working for him. It's working. I love to see it. Now, Cornell's going to be a force to reckon with a young coach at the helm like that. But I want to see what my man Brian has to say about this.
All right. So I'm
Floor
not
is
gonna
yours, buddy.
dodge. I'm not gonna dodge the smoke. So a few things. So like Scotty, and I put it on Twitter. Said I'm a glass half full guy. And shout out Kevin C on Twitter. Listen to the pod. One of the Terps fans I love to chat with. Because I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this game. And he was like, and then like he responded, he's like, I wouldn't be like really worried about it. Cuse has a good chance of anybody to beat Cornell in May. So like going into the game, similar to Scotty, did I think that Cornell was fraudulent? No. I didn't think they're number one team. And the Cornell of it all is just like their attack is so good where they have three pros running on their attack line. And they're like, it's like UNC on steroids, where it's just like a lot of UNC is Duffy and Young Petro, because everybody says Petro Boom and Shane started that, but you give my boys credit.
That's right.
Where
Petro
it's like
booming.
that on
That's a
steroids, where
bar.
we have three pros on our line, and can we stop their offense? And their defense isn't bad. I think they have like a top 25 ranked defense. So I'm like, all right, cool. Syracuse should be good. But it's like Syracuse has been prone to, like, we call a spade a spade. They've been prone to slow starts. And I'm just like, why do they have these slow starts? Because I'm like, maybe Syracuse isn't the punch first, they're counter punchers. And I'm like, that's fine. Do you feel like Mayweather? I'm fine with that. And usually they did last week, Notre Dame jumped out 3-0, similar to how Cornell did this year. I mean, yesterday, but it's just like the counter punching didn't work this time, where it's just like they're clicking. So it's like CJ Curse. I'm like, we're losing CJ Curse too much. Like there's once where they're man down, he takes a shot, misses, he comes around the cage, the entire defense flows up, and he's standing right in front of Jimmy McCool. And I'm like, damn, he get one-on-one shot with the best player in the country. Like, that's not gonna work. And it was just that it's when Ryan Goldstein has 8 points, 3 goals on 3 shots, when CJ Curse is shooting almost 50%, has 5 goals and 3 assists. Like, they shot themselves in the foot. They've been playing excellent defense the last probably basically the entire season. They just didn't play good defense, and you got yourself behind the 8 ball where the counter punch is not working, where we're also not playing good defense. Everybody wants to blame Jimmy McCool. Nah, we're not gonna blame Jimmy McCool because he's bailed Syracuse out a lot the last few weeks. When you have CJ Curse right in front of you on the doorstep, you can't get mad at him. Like, oh, we only had a 30% save percentage. Defense and goalie are like this,
Yep.
right? So it's the defense didn't help him. And I think the defense would be the first ones. I thought Billy John had a way better game on CJ than he did, and there's just a lot of switches and stuff. But they attacked it. They carried it.
You're right. I think it's so easy to put all the blame on a goalie. I know
always
I'm
go
one
for
of
the
those
goalie.
people. I'm one
You
of
know
those
what's
people
funny?
too that be like, yo, this goalie sucks. Meanwhile, the kid's getting a 5-yard step down shot on him.
You know
Then
what's
you gonna get
funny?
mad. You still get mad at him.
I never, as a whole, used to get mad at my goalies. I
That's on me.
I
You
never
lying,
get
bro. You
as a
lying.
whole. No,
Bro,
you don't blame your goalie.
man,
If
if my goalie lets in a stick side high 70-mile-per-hour ball, I'm getting mad at my goalie.
Sure, that play, but I'm talking about in a settled offense. Like there's no. I'm not going to blame the goalie. Like if anything, I'm going to when we come together at the end of a play and a goal gets scored. First thing I'm going to say is, all right, who needed to slide there? We're not going to say, hey, did you step to the ball? Like no, we're just not gonna. We're not going to blame the goalie. We never. I've never thought to blame the goalie. It actually wasn't until I started coaching that I was like, you need to save those. But as a defender, no. No, I need to be better. You need to be better. We need to communicate more. We need to slide early or slide correctly, whatever the case may be. I'm not putting the blame on the goalie. We could just we just have to put him in a position to make easy saves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm like.
Yeah.
That was no
You're
Syracuse
right.
lost to Jimmy McCool. But like I said, in the glass half full, and it was really a 15-12 game because it was 17-12, but one of the last two goals they scored, one was an empty netter, the other one was like, and the other one was like they were just trying to turn the ball over, and then Cornell, because whatever, get mad if you want to about them taking those last two shots to get the last two goals and make it look worse. But if Syracuse starts better, I like their chances against Cornell again in May because I got the Final Four team. I didn't think that they were. They are right
But
now at least.
if Syracuse trains to play better in the first half, maybe they'll win that game. But speaking of trains, Penn State ran train on Johns Hopkins 10-4. God damn. And speaking of trains, Matt Trainer, 7 buckets, yo. God damn.
Guarded by a first-team All-American. He had, man, I love Scott Smith. I love watching Hopkins play, specifically to watch Scott Smith. He had Scott Smith. Same thing that Joey Spallina did to Sean. Like when you put dominant on-ball defenders and run around and go play off ball, man. Listen, I'm talking because I'm trying not to laugh at what Scotty said.
and
So if I keep talking, it's gonna
the
let it
more
not
that I
sink in.
think about it, the worse it gets. The
That's why I'm
worse it
talking. That's
gets.
why I'm talking over it because like my intrusive thoughts are gonna come in, and I'm like, I'm not gonna respond to him.
Oh no. Oh no. And Dick
Yeah.
is not even here. I can just see him just going,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh God. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. Watching that game, I said it before we got live. There were some plays in that game that Penn State had that it just made me think like this is like Hopkins is not supposed to be here. This is not the game. I like watching some of these plays. I was like, that's not a Division I lacrosse play. That's not a Hopkins play. Something's happening here. Because it was a couple of times in a row. I was like, hold on, this is not good lacrosse, like at all. Like at all. I don't know what they need to figure out. I don't know what they got going on, but I was color me unimpressed. I was not impressed. But I mean, that's why most of us picked Penn State to win in the first place, except for Diggs. And I know in his heart he was like, "I'm gonna lose." Actually, he got mad at you for.
He got mad I put it in.
He was like, "Dude, why did you put this game in?"
That's on him. That's on him,
Yeah.
man. That's his fault.
The
Because
Matt Trainer difference, man. Him healthy. That team healthy. Penn State goes from like that 8-12 range to they could win. They could win it all.
Johns Hopkins about to fall out of the rankings, and
Yo, they
they are
really
now 0-4 in the Big Ten. Remember that time when Diggs said Rutgers would be last in the Big Ten? Yeah, I got a button for Diggs.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Hey, and the Lord said, "He who is last shall be first, and he who is first shall be last." In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. So, to be fair, on a Sunday, it's your fault. That's your fault. You shouldn't have said nothing. You shouldn't have said
so
nothing.
Crazy that a man had 7 goals against this historic powerhouse. That's crazy. Wow. 7 goals in a game? You can't tell me nothing for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Somebody be like, "How are you today?" I don't know. I just had 7 goals against Johns Hopkins. What you mean? How am I?
What you mean?
He's so good, man.
You
Patrick
better
Mahomes is so
recognize, son.
Oh God.
It-
Yeah. That's bad. Yeah, that's bad. That's
They're,
bad.
they're
As a
going.
defense,
good. They only
ooh,
scored
that
10 goals
hurts.
as a team.
That's a damn shame. Yeah, yo, he scored more than the whole damn team.
Oh no.
If you want to say it like that, then Penn State scored 10 goals as a team. Matt Trainer outscored, or he equaled what Hopkins had for the game in the first half.
Oh.
I think he had 4 in the first half and a hat trick in the second.
Oh. All right. Now it's simple. You got to kill him. He got to eliminate him.
Like, bro, we got to fight at the beginning, right, bro? We got to fight at the game.
We got to do something. We got to do something. You know, if I'm in that locker room as a coach who
We got to
saw,
squabble, bro.
I'm gonna say, look, I need to see where your loyalty really lies. Really lies. We got enough NIL money to bail you out of jail. How bad do you want your get back? That's what I want to know. How bad do you want your get back? We can bail you out, but I need to see some activation. I need somebody to get active. Because right now, you let this guy outscore you, one guy. Oh man. That's a
Penn State's
bad
dangerous,
man.
man. The Big Ten, like I said, like Scotty said, the Big Ten shit. That's gonna be interesting to see.
It's gonna be really interesting. But we know Hop is down this year. But speaking of teams that are down, instead of calling them Georgetown, we might as well call them George Down. They got smacked by Denver, 7-3.
Yes, they did.
Unranked Denver beats number 13 Georgetown.
Horrible
This was not
score,
a weekend.
by the way.
This was not a weekend
for
of
Division I.
offense. Outside
Yeah.
of Cornell and a couple other teams, this was not a weekend of scoring.
Horrible score at all. At all.
Boring ass game to watch. I'd probably pay $3 to watch this game, but
I request a refund quickly.
If they played at Denver, you did have to pay to watch it.
them boys
Midcoast Sports.
The boys at Denver put on a show against Georgetown. I didn't really watch too much of this at all, but it's just crazy to see that. I can't figure out Denver this year.
Yeah, they're weird. They're a weird team.
Are they good or they're not?
No, they're bad. They're not good. Them beating Duke meant nothing.
Because Duke's not good.
Yeah. You could say that again for me.
I mean,
Duke
are
and
they not
Georgetown-
good? Is Duke
and
not good?
Georgetown- No, Duke and Georgetown
No!
both the same bucket because it's a thing now where it's like it's a couple ways you can look at it. It's the anybody can win this season, and also if it's also like it's a point where like it's also teams that we got to rank somebody. Because remember, because Scotty, we were shout out to our boys at TLN when Poole and Kevin were talking, and then remember what Kevin was like. Clark was saying that Duke is dead in the water. They're not good. They just beat Boston. Did Boston win this week?
Nope.
No, they lost. Like it's okay. Like there's down years. UVA's having a down year. They're not good. Because if they lose to UVA, they're not even gonna be ranked anymore. But I know we're talking about Duke and Georgetown, but I'm just saying Duke and Georgetown are in that same thing where I don't want to talk about Duke and Georgetown anymore. I love Ty Biggs. They're not good either. You know, you're the third, or you're the third maybe because Providence. So you're like the third best team in the Big East. You're not making the tournament. It's April.
I'm glad you brought up Providence. We're gonna talk about Providence later. I got something to say.
I'm looking at.
Or not Providence. I meant Marquette.
I'm looking at Denver's scores. Okay, I know the answer if they're good or not, and I'm gonna go on the ladder. I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, because when it comes to
not-
teams like 16 through 20, it's like we got to rank somebody.
Yeah.
But that's how you muck it up. 7-3. That's how you muck it up, right there.
Bro, that's a 2012 game score. Like,
Man.
you hit the shot clock and you scored 3
Bro,
goals.
yeah, that's crazy. That must have been a quiet ass bus ride, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it was at Georgetown though, but like, you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah,
Man,
it's quiet
bro.
night on campus. Quiet night on campus for sure.
Don't do nothing tonight. We're watching film tomorrow.
I'm gonna listen to a murder mystery podcast. I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah. Nope. I'm in for the night. That's brutal.
That is brutal. That wasn't the only thing that was brutal, though. It was also brutal watching UNC versus Duke this weekend. UNC just barely pulls it off against Duke. Guys, I thought UNC was going to smack Duke.
And they would have.
But,
if it
okay,
wasn't
this
Duke.
comes back to the conversation of, like, the Army-Navy. Like, regardless of what the ranking says next to your name, if it's that rivalry game and you come in with all that emotion, you come in hot as a missile, who knows
if you 100%, if you take all of those guys on Duke and you put them in a completely different uniform, UNC is smacking them. Plain and simple. But the fact that they're
jerseys on,
if you put them in a High Point jersey, you can put all of those same guys in a Mercer jersey, and they are smacking them. But the fact that they're in a Duke jersey makes it so much more serious. We are going hard, and it doesn't matter, right? Because it's Duke UNC. That is going to go back. That's back and forth, no matter what. I would actually hate to watch a game where UNC is just absolutely killing Duke, because that just means that Duke is really, really out of the game and UNC looks good. That's great. But I still want to see some fight from Duke, even though I know they're not good this year. I still want to see them fight for it. I know UNC, I mean, we all picked, I think I would be interested to see if I'll go through our pick'ems, like how often is it that if we are unanimously picking one team to win, how often do we lose that? I don't think it's very often that we all agree we're like, yeah, this team's going to win, and they lose. I would say it probably doesn't happen. So I was like, just watching the way that Duke played, and the way that Duke played it seemed very different than the way that they play any other team. It just seemed way more cerebral is probably the best word that I have for it. It's just like they were playing like they were afraid of losing to UNC, and they were being really controlled and really thoughtful, and I hate that.
I feel like that's how they played all season, though, because their defense is good.
Yeah,
so like their defense is good enough to keep them in the game. I don't think it's so much playing cerebral. It's like that. It's that Maryland, Ohio State thing where it's like we have good defense. We don't necessarily have superstars on offense, but if we score enough goals and then we just do everything else right, and then like with Duke with this game where it's like Andrew McAdory is your best player. Was he? Because I looked, I didn't watch because they played the same time as the Syracuse Cornell game, so I didn't see it. But was Andrew McAdory hurt, or did he not, or did they just blank him because he's not even on the stat sheet?
Damn.
Let's see. I don't know.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like when you watch
he was playing. I'm pretty sure he was playing. I saw him in the game.
That's a recipe for disaster. So honestly, kind of you kind of can say, so as a counterpoint to what you said, Shane, is like kind of like it was okay because your best player didn't even have any points and you only lost by 1. So it's like their defense was because their defense played well because Owen Duffy was 1 for 5 shooting at 2 points. Young Petro had 2 goals, so it's like that, and so you would think that that's enough for you to beat North Carolina. That's the recipe to beat them. Those 2 players, and they usually struggle everywhere else to get points. But it's like, oh, we still lost.
Yeah, McAdory had 2 shots, 1 ground ball, and 2 turnovers, and that's it.
That's crazy.
And that's a Scotty Roycer stat line. That's It was a good game. Watching it too. I was watching it during the Syracuse game. I had my 4 little panels up watching it, and I'm like,
I can't concentrate doing that, man.
Listen, I have ADHD, brother. Welcome.
I respect everybody. I can't, man, because then I watched nothing. I feel like I didn't watch anything.
My girl's not happy when I do that, but whatever. I ain't worried about that right now. I'm worried about me. Okay, and I was watching. Every time I look back at the game, I'm like, why the hell is this game still close?
Yeah.
But Duke was just being a pest. I thought sooner or later Duke was gonna like find a way to get over that hill, but they never did, and thank God they didn't, because I picked UNC in this game. And you know why UNC won?
Why?
Because they scored more points.
With what?
Because they scored more points. The team that has more points at the end of the game always wins that game. And you know how you score more points?
With a good stick.
With a good stick, baby. That's how you win a game, with a good stick. You know who can get you a good stick? It's Lax.com. So whether you're gearing up for the season, need fresh gloves, or just want to flex on your teammates with the latest gear, Lax.com has you covered. They've got everything from heads and shafts to apparel and training essentials. And here's the best part. They've got pros on deck to string your stick exactly how you like it. So no more excuses when you miss that corner. And oh, did I mention that they got fast shipping? You'll have your gear in hand before your next practice. So do yourself a favor. Head over to Lax.com. Again, that's Lax.com, where players get their gear. Nice job, Shane. You seen that coming.
No, I saw it coming.
Listen, before I forget, okay, we're going to talk about Rutgers versus Michigan, okay? Now, I was peeking at the Rutgers game today because they done put your boy's name on the big board today.
I saw that. That was
they done
crazy.
put your boy's name on the big board.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they said,
That's
welcome,
tough.
Scotty Royster.
Scotty more
Guy
famous
Scotty.
than Rutgers players. Yo. You're
that's
more famous than Rutgers players. I guess you go.
Jules
go
Eddie Bird walking out. And you're like, who? Yeah, you played, right? Yeah, all right, cool.
Get a group of 12 from 12 to 18-year-olds at a Rutgers game, and you could put Jules and Scotty next to each other and be like, who do you think of when you think of Rutgers? And they're all say Scotty. And that's no disrespect to Jules.
None. But that's
Rutgers
just what it is.
They need to be paying you, bro.
Listen, I'm trying to get the bag, right? I'm trying to get the bag.
Always get to the bag.
Right now, I'm excited to tell to be even have my name on the big board. I can't believe I'm in the situation I'm in where I post a video, people get excited about it, and now people invited me to go to a game. You know what I'm talking about?
Up, man.
Like, you know how crazy, like even when you in hindsight, we've all had this conversation before, how wild it is that we do what we're doing right now and people actually take what we say, and listen. You know what I'm saying? But we're just doing things we love to do.
Hey, take it serious if you want to. We not.
Yeah, we are not journalists. Repeat, we are not journalists.
We are not journalists. We are not journalists, and Rutgers are not winners. Okay,
nope.
Because they lost against Michigan. It was the ugliest game I've ever seen.
Scoring optional in the Big Ten, man.
It's so optional. It's so optional. And when I was watching Rutgers play on Man Up, when they were Man Up, I was like, damn. If they can't score a man up, they ain't going to score when they're even. So that was a problem. Rutgers ended up losing that game 8-6, I believe. I had to leave at halftime because I had to go coach my club team. Rutgers, I had to go all the way to Lehigh. And
that's a trick.
No, it was only like 50 minutes. Really quick. I'm going to go really fast. Okay. I woke up in Philadelphia, drove down to New Jersey to go to the Rutgers NCAA game, left during halftime to go coach Rutgers club lacrosse at Lehigh, okay, and then came back down to Jersey. Now I'm home. Now listen, my first game I ever coached for Rutgers club lacrosse, we got smacked against Lehigh 15-0 in club lacrosse. Smacked. Yes. I said, oh Lord, what am I getting myself into? Today we drive all the way up into Lehigh. I'm like, damn, all right, I'm about to get another Alice whooping. Boys, those Scarlet Knights pulled out the win. 9-0. 9-0. And some might say, them boys up to something. Them boys.
Gatorade shower. Scotty got that Gatorade shower. That's what's up, bro.
Wow.
Now, this is the great thing about coaching club lacrosse, okay? I see my club lacrosse boys in here right now in the chat and Instagram. Listen, my favorite thing about club lacrosse is I can be like this. You know what, boys? I'm so proud of you. First round's on me.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Pick the boys out. First round on me, okay? And I love it, bro. I love it. But
that's what it's all about.
All right. Let's stop talking about club lacrosse before I end up wanting to go to a club tonight.
Shout out to the one he did that video with, man.
Oh yeah, man. I'm having a good time.
You crushed it, bro. Be in the chat.
Yeah, I love it. I love some club lacrosse.
Coach
Okay,
said I get the green light. I can shoot whatever I want to.
that kid is hilarious, and that kid is also a baller. That's my boy Ryan Schilling. So,
Yeah, 10 out of 10 content, man. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to you, Ryan. That was great.
yo, that's he didn't even act like that's his bit, but that's him authentically. Whatever.
That was great. I enjoyed that video.
All right. So you know how close I am with ChatGPT. We get along really well. So I asked ChatGPT. We just finished rivalry week. God damn, that word is like Muhammad Ali, and I feel like Stevie Wonder. That dude is just hitting me in the face. Rivalry week. Okay.
Why are you doing a legend like that, bro?
Listen. That word is beating my
On
ass.
the internet, they said Stevie Wonder can see. Go down. There's a conspiracy. Go down YouTube rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Stevie Wonder,
yeah,
Stevie Wonder
yo.
can see. It just happens.
Hey, tell me something. If Stevie Wonder was with you right now, no one else, not one of y'all going for a just to see what would happen.
Apparently, he'd be out in Cali driving, man. They said,
Yeah. I heard a story about Shaquille O'Neal getting picked up by Stevie Wonder. And I also saw a video of Stevie Wonder singing, the mic starts to fall and he catches it. So, come on, son. Yo, I got more stories about like this type of stuff, bro. One time I got played by a deaf person, yo, asking for money. And tell me how he walked into the studio asking for money, saying he can't hear, but he's bopping his head to the studio music. And I was like, damn, I just got played. Bro.
So
He on beat and everything, bro. He on beat.
Questions. When he
"Have
asked
a
you
good
this
day, man. You
question,
too."
when he asked you for money, was it like he said it normally, right?
No, he didn't say it normally. He started throwing up
Okay.
gang signs at me, right? Inside of it. Yeah. All right, let me stop. He gave me a paper. And he's like, I'm deaf, but here, give me money, please.
Like the
Something
Joker
like
thing
that.
where he's
And I was like, oh, okay, like being that nice guy that I am. And I'm like looking at the guy as I'm going into my wallet. My man's like this. Vibing to the music. I'm like,
He didn't even wait.
yo,
It
I'm
was
like,
like,
God. Yo, and
what was that deal?
he walked out on beat
Oh
too,
my
man. He
God.
walked out on beat too. I don't know, man.
"Oh my
I
God."
don't know. This is the life of Scotty, but let's move on because we got to talk about the top 5 lacrosse rivalries right now. Okay? I asked ChatGPT what are the top 5 lacrosse rivalries, and I want to know if you guys can pick them out. Now, we had an experience with ChatGPT last time about them being wrong. So let me tell you guys, let me preface this. It's ChatGPT. It's not me. It's ChatGPT. So, guys, let me hear what you guys have to say.
I got 2 that I think are going to be on there.
Let me
3.
hear. Okay.
Army, Navy, because we just talked about it.
That's at number 2. Army, Navy, that number 2.
Maryland Hop.
Maryland Hopkins is at number 1. You got 1 and 2.
Syracuse, Virginia.
Syracuse, Virginia is not on it.
Oh, okay. Those are the 3.
All right, so we got 3 more. You got 1 and 2.
Princeton, Harvard.
Princeton, Harvard is not on it.
I mean, are we still doing?
North
I mean,
Carolina?
yeah,
North Carolina, what?
Duke.
and Duke.
That was an honorable mention.
Oh.
They called that the Tobacco Road.
Is it something random? Is it like Hofstra, Stony Brook?
No. These are pretty top schools. I will say it's Syracuse versus somebody else, though, is number 3.
Oh, Syracuse Hopkins?
I don't know. I never thought of this as a rivalry, but they put it at number 3.
Syracuse Hopkins.
Nope.
Syracuse Cornell?
Yes, you got it.
Okay.
Syracuse Cornell at number 3.
I mean,
I would have never been like that's a rivalry, but ChatGPT does. Okay, Shane, this one number 4 is actually
sport though.
your team.
Virginia. I'm trying to think of like Because you said it wouldn't be Virginia, Maryland. It would be Virginia, Maryland.
Yeah, it's Virginia,
Yeah,
Huh.
Maryland. Virginia,
yeah,
Maryland.
Do they
yeah.
Yep.
I was
play every
looking
year? Do you guys does Virginia and Maryland play every year?
90. They've met 95 times. Unfortunately, 99
Okay.
times.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Maryland has won more than we have, but that's fine. I'm okay with that for now.
Oh, I see Coach Shrek says Syracuse versus Hobart. That's a freaking ball knower move. And
Yeah,
ChatGPT
that's
is not a
OG.
ball knower at
Yeah.
all. All right. That's great. Okay. I like
Yeah,
that.
honestly, I would say Syracuse Hobart big more than Syracuse Cornell, but
Now,
Syracuse Cornell had that natty though. Ooh, that 09 natty. Okay. So
we
we
got
just gotta get
one
number
more,
5, right?
and it is an IV.
Prince.
Princeton. It's got to be Princeton, Princeton Cornell.
Nope, neither of
Is
them.
it just? Oh.
Harvard. So it's Harvard then. Because you said Harvard Princeton, right, Shane?
Yeah.
No. He said no. No, Harvard is in it. Harvard and somebody else.
Harvard and another Ivy.
I was like
Cornell,
Harvard,
Princeton,
not Dartmouth,
Dartmouth, Yale.
Harvard.
Harvard and Yale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Harvard and Yale is
Oh
at
yeah,
number
because like
5.
the New England thing.
You
Yeah.
know, it's hard. It's hard for you. I think Googs is in there. It's hard for us to be. I see Hauser in here saying Yale too. It's hard for us to say Yale right now after the year Yale is having.
Yeah.
But Yale did win this weekend. So
Yeah, to Dartmouth, which sucked. I
Yale
hated
put
that.
belt to ass
So who is
against
Yale
Dartmouth.
beat? Who is they beat? Dartmouth, Brown, and Penn. So it's like, okay, you beat you're congratulations, you're in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Enjoy.
Well, those are the top 5. So once again, the top 5 is Johns Hopkins versus Maryland, Army versus Navy, Syracuse versus Cornell, Virginia versus Maryland, Yale versus Harvard. The honorable mentions were Duke, UNC, Princeton versus Cornell, and Rutgers versus Hopkins. That's ChatGPT. I didn't say none of that.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
made
say
that.
none of that.
I'm
Okay.
saying
He
the
made
last
that up.
one, but I.
All right.
Yeah, you made that one up.
So I, on my own personal Instagram, I asked people to leave us some voicemails, and let's get into some voicemails here. Okay. First one over here.
Hey guys, it's Mike from South Bend, Indiana. Big time Notre Dame fan. Also a big fan of what you guys got going on over here at Stick Talk. But I got a quick question here. I was watching the Thompson Trio highlight tape, and I was like, yo, this Albany team made lacrosse so much better. So I got a question for you guys. What team do you think makes lacrosse better when they are good?
You already know my answer. This is Shane. What if this is a real person, bro? And
No,
you
it's not. It's not, and it's not. And I know it's not because the inflection, the way he talks, it's exactly like Scotty. He didn't change nothing. He didn't change nothing. I heard this and I was like, this is Scotty's voice. This is Scotty's voice. I
You saying
refuse.
TikTok
No,
don't have
That's so
fans in South
crazy.
Bend, Indiana? We don't have fans in Indiana, Shane?
I'm not from South Bend,
The
Indiana.
Jackson 5 are
No,
from
you didn't.
Indiana, Shane.
Oh, okay. That's all well and good.
Hey, people hear us talk
He's
and they
not a
think,
real.
bro, people think I talk like Tyler the Creator. Okay, I don't. Brian, yo, I don't like this, Brian. I don't like this, Brian. Stop it.
Hold on. Hey, Brian, that's your friend, bro. That's your friend. Hey, Brian, get your boy, bro. Get your boy.
Yo.
Anyway,
All right. See,
whatever.
I can't with Brian right now. I'm over here having hot flashes and shit. Good Brian, bro. All right. No. Yeah. All right. The question was, what team makes lacrosse better when they're good?
Syracuse.
Oh my God.
I think that's. I actually think that's an
Syracuse.
unbiased take.
Look at my mentions. Look at my mentions when they win versus they lose. When they win, nothing. It's paradise. When they lose, it says probable spam, and then count you mute it.
Oh God.
So it's
You
like
know,
I don't see none of those comments. Like it's hilarious to me. They try every week. All it says is probable spam and account you muted. That's all it says.
Oh God.
There's been an order of myself.
listen, man. I think it's
Yo, you killed
so.
Oh my
Brian, bro. You killed Brian.
I'm missing my face. Drinking water now. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, we back.
Googs goes over and says, Hopkins, I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to go with Denver. I like when Denver is nasty, especially
Yeah,
that Trevor
yeah.
Baptiste era of Denver when they had Trevor. I'm missing. Who the hell was that the shorty on Denver? Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Zach Miller.
Oh, Zach Miller was raw. But
He was so
when
good,
Denver's
man.
good, our whole brand is let's grow the game. And when you have Denver be actually like that, yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
I agree. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And also though, like Albany is like such a great poll.
Yeah, Albany's a good one.
It's like you ever watch the YouTube video, the greatest lacrosse game ever, and it's Albany versus Notre Dame game.
Notre Dame. Oh,
And everybody still just talks about Albany.
Like
I will. That shot from Sergio Perkovic will never leave my brain. The one high to high, back left corner, top left corner. Oh, he just like I actually used that game to showcase how kids should be shooting. I'm like, you see how off balance, like he's shooting so hard that he falls over. His momentum is taking him so far forward that he's falling over on every single one of his shots. And he had 5 that game. It's crazy. That was a great lacrosse game. I don't know about the best, but
there was what game was it? That game where he had 5? No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Notre
Versus
Dame
Albany?
Denver. No. I think it was
That
Notre
wasn't
Dame
Albany
Denver.
game. Yeah.
Oh, that was yeah. You're right.
But he did have like a crazy goal in the Notre Dame Albany game where he done that crazy step down, bro. He'd be falling over on his step downs too, and it goes down. It goes to be 150 miles per hour. But
It's a freak.
He should probably watch those highlight tapes again because he needs to learn how to do that again because he's missing out. Okay. All right. Let's get over to the second voicemail here.
I feel like you guys been letting Shane get away with how bad Virginia is this year. Like, they are definitely the worst team in the ACC, and you guys just don't even say anything to him. Can you guys get on him and say something about how bad Virginia is this year? Like, the worst Virginia team I've seen in my entire life.
This is what I imagine. This is what my comments sound like. The probable spam and muted. This is what they sound like in my head.
Whoa. What's his name, Scotty?
I don't know his name. I don't know.
You don't know
I
his
just
name?
saw a
You don't know
number.
his name?
He's anonymous.
It was a 715 zip code.
Which is what?
I don't know.
Is that even a real zip code?
Is that even a? You made that up as hell, bro.
715.
715. That's going to be in the Sandwich Islands, bro. Northern Wisconsin. That covers Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Hey, I got something for you, Wisconsin. Don't worry about that. I got something for you, Wisconsin.
Well, I mean, listen.
He really does, though.
Go, Shane.
I really do. Let me ask you something. Okay, let's do a quick poll, Dowie. Let's do a quick poll, Mr. Wisconsin. Raise your hand on this podcast if you have a national championship win this decade. Oh, yeah. That's so crazy that we just graduated Connor Schellenberger, as well as Peyton Cormier, which I am a fan of as a college player. I am a fan of as a college player, not as a pro player, a college player who all-time goals record. Okay. It's okay that we're not playing the best lacrosse right now because we have been for quite a long time. Okay. And you're ugly and stupid. So,
wow.
That's how I'm in on that.
That's crazy.
That's just mean.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. Let's listen. He said ugly and stupid. That's wild. Okay.
That's just mean.
Yeah.
Calling
Yeah.
somebody ugly and stupid, you don't even know what they look like. It's wild. All right.
No, I don't know what they look like. I do know what they sound like though. And
Last
so
three.
I hope it resonates.
Last three.
What's up, guys? Long time listener, long time hater, but I still love you. Listen, I'm going to hate on you really quick because, Shane, you're a Virginia fan. Your team sucks, okay? That's an L. Brian, Syracuse fan, your team lost this weekend. They had an opportunity, but did they win? No. Diggs, you're a Hopkins fan. I shouldn't even be talking about this Hopkins team because they are so bad, okay? And Rutgers, Scotty, you thought you were safe, but you ain't safe, okay? They lost against Michigan. They had an opportunity, lost against Michigan. What's going on, guys? Are you guys the curse behind all these teams' failures? Because ever since Stick Talk came about, these teams have been playing worse. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Listen, I ain't gonna have Morris Chestnut talk shit to me.
Why he told me Scotty skated though?
Hold on.
So Syracuse
Exactly.
was right there before.
Exactly.
So Syracuse
Listen.
ended up playing bad stick talk.
Yeah. Listen. Listen. I don't want to say anything. Yeah, that's definitely Scotty. But anyway, just because you went in a little bit more on the Rutgers side, then you're not fooling nobody, bro. You're not fooling nobody, bro. Breathy as hell on that damn voicemail. Just, hey, listen.
sound like Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, he said, "Oh yeah, Morris Chestnut." Ooh,
Oh my.
Morris Chestnut. Boy, if you don't.
Yo, that's wild. I mean, hey, you guys were able to read me like a book. God.
I mean, but is it not? Is the pod not more fun because our team lost? So we really did the happy ending. Like,
Yeah.
I made all
That's
those.
fine.
I made all those voicemails 10 minutes before this damn show.
respect.
All right?
Because if Syracuse won, I'd still be talking about Syracuse. So we'll be glad we get to yap about everything now.
That's fair.
Hey man, I'm happy. I'm happy I made those voicemails. Shane read me like a book.
Nah, they were good.
I was like that cadence is.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt the first one because if it was a real person, I would have felt bad if I would have made
He
a
got
joke
none
about
of it.
No.
None of it.
But hey, man, these AI voices though, I'd be making me die when I'm making these videos, bro. Die. I guess I got to change my cadence up. I'm the worst imitator of all time. Okay.
You just sound like you. That's it.
I'm unique. I don't know what to do. I can't stop it. I'm just Scotty.
You just Scotty, man.
I'm just
a
Scotty.
lax guy.
I'm just a lax guy, aka a lacrosse guy. By the way, big news: lacrosse guy hat sold out.
Hey, respect.
We're done. I'm out of them. Okay, just because I took 6 of my own hats, though, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Look, I'm wearing one right here. Look, there's another one right here. Right? No big deal. No big deal. I got to stop doing that though. But anyway, okay, we're gonna move on to our segments here. Brian, tell me who walked that dog.
Mikey Diggs, I love you, bro. I'm glad you're not on this week. Because I was like, I could have given this to a few different Big Ten schools because, scoring goals in the Big Ten is optional. But when we talk about scoring, I don't give walk the dog to offensive players. I talked about Matt Trainer, Scotty. This is a shame how many goals are in Josh Hopkins? 4.
Yikes.
2 goals in the first half, 2 goals in the third quarter, a donut in the fourth. Shout out to North Carolina's defense, which is dealt with injuries, but any defense that gives me 4 goals for the entire game. That's taking the dog, putting it in the cage, putting the blanket over the cage, and walking away. That's not even walking the dog. Your girlfriend like, did you walk the? Yeah, I walked the dog. No, good and damn well you just put.
God.
All you did was put that dog in the cage. Penn State. Oh no, I gotta get to the shout out to Penn State, man. No, because I was like Penn State defense, the offense gets a lot of credit, but I don't care, even if it's Hopkins. Shout out to Penn State. They've been dealing with injuries on both sides of the ball, but holding any team to 4 goals in the shot clock era. The shot clock dictates you got to shoot in 80 seconds. To have 4 goals, that's crazy. Penn State walks that dog. Shout out to Penn State's defense. Respect.
I like it. They definitely did. Diggs not gonna like to hear that, but Hey, it is what it is. Now, I see Shane A. Smith over here, ready to rock and roll. Let's get in the mind of the great Shane A. Smith.
Wisconsin.
Hello. Good evening. I like to get a little deeper into the scoreboards and the box scores of a couple of teams that don't always make it on the pick'ems. And so I was just looking. A couple of things stood out to me. Thing number one, UMass Lowell beating NJIT 10-8. Shouts out to the boys, UMass Lowell. Richmond beating High Point 11-6. Okay. Yale beating Dartmouth 21-12. Okay. Fairfield beating Delaware 13-10. And would you believe that I had the misfortune of stumbling across a game score that almost hurt my heart? I did a little extra research. Marquette and Providence. First of all, shouts out to Providence's head coach, former OC from Maryland, Bobby Benson. Okay, we knew that program was going to turn around eventually. Not surprised by this. This game, Marquette scored only 2 goals to Providence's 14. So I got a question. Just a quick one. I did a little research into where Marquette is. Scotty Royster, do you know where Marquette is?
Yeah, they're in Wisconsin.
They're in Wisconsin. Milwaukee, to be exact. My question is, what are you doing if you can't score more than 2 goals in a lacrosse game and you live in Wisconsin? What else do you have to do? The lakes are not frozen no more. The hockey season is, I don't even know if it started yet. All of y'all have one job, and that's to score goals. And you in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, can't score more than 3 goals. Turns out it was senior day for Providence. Do you know that? Guess who's getting fresh buckets next year? You guys. Guess who's getting new uniforms next year? Maybe a couple 3-4 stars. You guys. But you, Marquette in Wisconsin, can't seem to put more than 2 goals in a lacrosse game? And I thought, no, this has got to be a fluke. Wrong. Earlier in this year, Michigan plays Marquette. And guess what the score was? Take a wild guess.
They scored 1. I see Goog's in here.
1. They scored 1 goal. And I don't know which one of y'all is running your team's Twitter account. I can't tell whether they should be fired or promoted. Because it takes a special type of psycho to post specifically how many goals you score in each quarter, knowing damn well you've not scored more than 1 goal in each quarter on several games. You decide to show you score 1 goal in the first quarter, 1 goal in the third quarter, and that's it. To Providence. Marquette, I hate to break this to you, and I want you to hold. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Your MCLA days are inbound.
God.
You understand? Your MCLA days are inbound. Dang.
Is that
You need to
MCLA? Not even down a
MCLA.
division.
Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. 2 goals to Providence. You ought to be ashamed. You ought to be ashamed. You went up, Division One. Congratulations. For teams like Michigan, that was a great success. But for you, you only scored 2 goals in 2025. Better start dusting off them fundraising packets. You better contact the local car wash. You'll be frequenting them every weekend. And that's all I got to say about that. You got nothing better to do in Wisconsin. You better go and hit the wall. That's all I got to say.
Tough.
Mm-mm-mm.
Tough to hear.
Mm-mm-mm.
Now, this is tough for me because they have a Jersey guy on their coaching staff, but I'm gonna let it work. Okay.
How we devote them all the way to
And my,
that's crazy.
and my question is, this Jersey guy that you got on your coaching staff, is he our offensive coordinator?
Oh damn! Don't start, Shane. Don't start.
Is
Damn.
he the offensive? Scotty Royster, is he the offensive coordinator or not?
The Jersey guy is a offensive coordinator.
Well, it's a real good thing that you're the head coach of Rutgers Club Lacrosse because you got an assistant coach coming soon.
I cannot with you, dude. I cannot, dude.
You got an assistant coach coming soon.
That's
Scotty
pretty
better watch his backs in New Jersey Whole Foods.
Yeah. Sound like you saying why are they called Marquette when they should be called Marquette? They should all Marquette. Yo, that's crazy. Hey, man, Marquette having a tough time. You know who's the coach of Marquette right now?
Who?
Jake Richard.
And what team does he play for?
The Dogs.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, maybe he'll take some of that winning mentality from last season to the. Oh
my God, he said that was contagious.
In the middle of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, too. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Hey, man, but good luck. Good luck for the rest of the season. Huh? Okay, them helmets not going to come cheap. Okay, full price. And them things, $400 a pop. You better get ready to fundraise. You better get ready. I hope some of y'all got your contact lists in order. Okay? You're going to have to fill a couple of them out throughout the season. Okay? Yeah. Hey, like I told them boys at Bucknell, you're going to get real familiar with Russell Athletics. Okay? Real familiar. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, thank you, Mr. Shane A. Smith. I appreciate you as always. Now, guys, you might ask, why is this episode going longer? You know why? Because I'm on spring break. Okay, I'm on spring break. I don't got no school tomorrow. I ain't got no kids. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding, but I was just kidding about. Anyway, okay, that's why it's a late night. I don't mind going late with you guys right now. So, we're gonna go one more segment here. It's my lax.calm down. And I've been kind of harping about it today. Okay. I said it earlier in this episode. I think you guys need to lax that calm down about Ohio State. Ohio State lacrosse. Okay. Why do I think we need to lax that calm down about Ohio State? It's because history. What does history do? Like my girlfriend, when she tells me something, repeats itself, right? All the time. Repeats itself. Okay. And we've been trying to harp on how the team that's hot during the regular season, are they necessarily the team that's hot during the tournament?
Nope.
Nope. No. But Ohio State gets hot for a second, right? Not for a second. They had a long time. They were played their asses off
A couple weeks.
for a couple weeks. Do you see Ohio State in the Final Four?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not co-signing this.
One loss? One loss to
Well, I don't know if I do. I mean, we got history of teams being nasty in the regular season, and we got a history of them not doing anything during the tournament. Listen, Ohio State too also has a whole lot working against them. Okay, we got the Big Ten tournament. It might get mucked up over there. And guys, we got so many teams this year that could be in the Final Four. I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State isn't in the Final Four. And you shouldn't be either.
Oh. Okay. Who's taking their place?
If I had to name a Final Four right now, I'm gonna go Cornell.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Maryland.
Oh.
Princeton.
Why
not?
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna sneak in Rutgers. I see Googs in it.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows.
And then I don't want to do it. But I might have to do it. Oh, man. I could see. Did I already say Cornell, Princeton?
Yeah, Cornell, Princeton, Maryland, and one more.
It's gonna be I could see Notre Dame. Or I was gonna say UNC, but I don't like the way they played this weekend.
Cut it. He's got to be trolling. He's got to be trolling. He's got to be trolling.
Yo, that's bait. Hey, I don't have a final four right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State is not in the Final Four.
Okay.
Yo,
right.
if you
the fact that Q's was not in your Final Four is impressive.
Well, I saw Googs put Cuse in his Final Four, and I was like, I don't want to say the exact same four he said.
That's fair.
Can't give him that much credit. All right.
No.
I don't know how I want to do the odds in here, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I see people in our comments right here talking about, like, laughing about it. I see Hauser in here says Cornell, Cuse, Maryland, Army, and I see Cornell, Cuse, Notre Dame, Maryland from Googs. I love it. You know, and this year is fun because there's so much. The word that Brian Walker taught me, it's called parody. There's a lot of parody this year. And listen, man, I ain't going to be surprised if Ohio State gets cold. Okay. We saw what Ohio State was doing. We saw how bad they could play. We saw how good they could play. We don't know what Ohio State we're going to get sometimes. Okay.
And you can say that about every team. And you can say it about every team. Honestly.
You can say that about any team. So that's why it's not crazy that I'm saying this.
It's not ridiculous to say that. But they do have Michigan next, and then they start Big Ten play.
Michigan is Big Ten play.
No, they're like Big Ten tournament.
Big Ten tournament. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Michigan. Oh, that Michigan Ohio State game will be for the regular.
And it'd be at Michigan. Yeah, that'll be at Michigan next Saturday, and then the week after is Big Ten tournament first round. I honestly I see Ohio State basically. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this Michigan game goes. I don't know that it really matters how they play in this Michigan game, especially because they know that eventually that it's probably going to be Ohio State, Michigan. At some point, I see them pretty much walking through everyone in the Big Ten currently.
Yeah, well, we're high on Ohio State right now because of what they've been doing, but who knows how they're going to play in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and like I said, you say that about everybody. 'Cause remember, Maryland lost to 2 unranked teams and just beat the number 3 team. So it's like it's parity for real, and it's good because it's more fun this way when you
Makes
don't
it fun.
know.
Makes it fun this week. Makes it fun this way. But guys, it's time to head out of here. All right. I love going long as hell on this thing, but hey, I know it's time for bed for some of you guys here. So don't forget, Stick Squad, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube. Give us some love because we need that love. It's your boys, Scotty, Shane, and Brian, signing off on Stick Talk.